In our last lesson, we opened up Pro Tools and we set up our inputs and outputs. Let's take a look at what Pro Tools did behind the scenes. In our Sessions folder, where I saved my session, my drum and bass, you can see that Pro Tools created a folder. And in that folder is a session file that ends in PTF. Now this file is actually very small. Even if I have loads and loads of video and audio and so forth, this is just a pointer to all that stuff. So it's usually very, very small. The meat of the project is stored in my audio files folder and my video files folder. There are also other folders for saving fades and plugin settings when we do effects and so forth, and also region groups, which are groups of regions, which we'll talk about later. But as you can see, everything is stored in this one folder. It makes it nice and easy. If you keep your sessions organized, you only have one folder to back up. Okay, so back to Pro Tools. Here's our session, still running. And my space bar is starting and stopping the session. Okay, now let's close this session. Now most people make a mistake the first time they use Pro Tools and they go up to the close button here and they think, well, I'll close that. Oh, the mixer's open, I'll close that too, and bam, I'm out of my session. Well, not really. In fact, if I go to the window menu, you can see the mix and edit window are there to be brought right back up. All I'm doing is closing this specific window. I'm not closing my session. To close my session, I have to go under the File menu and choose Close Session or Shift Command W. Command W will just close a window. Shift Command W will close the whole session. And when I do, if I've made any changes, Pro Tools will ask me if I want to save those changes. Now I'm still in Pro Tools. Let me close this here in the Finder. I'm still in Pro Tools. You can see that there, but I don't have a session open. So I can open one without my quick start by going to New Session or Command N, and I can choose a template again or a blank session. Or I can open any session from my disk with Command O, or one of my recent sessions from this menu here, and I can clear this menu here. And my most recent session I can open with Shift Command O. And it will bring that session right back up. Okay. By the way, this drum loop here is actually playing one of the software instruments in Pro Tools, which we will talk about, of course, later. This is as good a time as any to introduce you to the Help menu. The Pro Tools Help menu is very useful because it has manuals at your fingertips that you can search very, very quickly. If I need to know the keyboard shortcut for moving a page at a time or something, I just search and voila, I see all my commands. I can also bring up my entire Pro Tools reference manual. I can bring up the plugins guide and look at all the specifics of plugins and so forth. This last option is new to Pro Tools 8. Check for updates. When I choose that, Pro Tools will make sure that I'm running the latest version of Pro Tools. Now, Pro Tools will do that automatically for you. You never have to run this unless you check this box. Do not check for updates automatically. If you're worried about getting updates unbeknownst to you, you can check that, and then it's up to you to manually check for updates. I usually keep it unchecked, hope that DigiDesign is doing a good job of beta testing, and now I never have to worry about getting the latest updates. Last thing, how do we quit a session? Just like in most applications, I can choose Quit from the main menu here, or Command Q. Again, I get an option to save if I've made any changes, and we're out.